What's going on, Jay? We back at it.
Yeah, man. One more time, Reg. What's happening?
One more time, man. I love it, man. We back. We back with another edition of our JayNReg No Pause podcast.
No pause, man. No
Where we
pause. A
talk
lot of
about
stuff going on.
where we talk about sports, life.
Whatever the hell else is going on.
You know what I'm talking about? A lot of things going on, man. We tapped on a subject that needed to be tapped on a little bit about that AAU stuff.
Pause.
We tapped on it.
Pause.
we every now and then you gotta just tap on it, man. Just tap on it. we tap. Okay, we tapped in. I'm gonna say we tapped in.
What's happening, man? What's going on?
Man, we like I say we tapped in a little bit about that AAU stuff on our last episode, man. But I want to talk a little bit about the Hogs today, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, we
Razorbacks.
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 Hoop Hogs, man. This season, in my opinion, is gonna go down in history as one of the ones that we struggle with the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, on one of our last episodes, we had a prediction on. You had a prediction.
I got out there, didn't I?
You got out there, and you felt like the next 5 games, you felt like they was gonna go 4-1.
Yeah.
And again, looks like they've disappointed to the point where there's no way you're gonna make 4-1.
Well, let's give the viewers some insight. You know, we try to take them on 4 or 5
game
increments,
mm-hmm.
right? So we went from the Georgia game. Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, and Missouri.
Yep.
Right now, we're pretty much smack dab in the middle of it, just having played against Mississippi State. We got 2 more of those games.
Right.
I said 4-1. Reg thinking that we beat Georgia, lose to Tennessee, beat Mississippi State, and then Texas A&M and Missouri. And you said what now?
I said 1-4.
1-4. 1-4.
1-4.
And you were saying what?
That they were gonna beat Georgia.
Yep.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Either Georgia or Mississippi, but just one of those games.
Mississippi State.
Missouri. I'm sorry. Missouri.
Okay, Missouri. Okay, yeah.
Missouri would have been that 5th game.
So my prediction is shot. My parlay is done.
Your parlay is shot after the after 2 games.
Hey man, I'm talking about.
It's
I
exploded.
didn't get a chance to watch the whole game because I had a Little Rock game, ULR game,
right
yesterday. Pretty much same
ULR
time.
Is playing very well. They
beat
They beat Morehead State.
Wow. And then they played Indiana State yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Won a 5-game win streak in the OVC. So, man, excited to hear that.
Musk could use KK right about now. Musk could use KK and hell, probably the other twin too.
Yeah, other twins playing well. Both twins playing well at this point.
Absolutely.
But back to it. I said 4-1 with losing to Tennessee. I was kind of keeping up, with the Razorback game during our broadcast,
right?
With the legend Ray Tucker, man. Shout out Ray. But man, I found out we lost. So I'm like, damn, man, that goes my prediction. But what are we gonna do for these next 2?
So Jay, my thing is, yes, we're losing, but I just really, really am concerned about how we're losing.
Okay.
When I say how we're losing, we had another game where we damn near lost by 30.
Yeah.
We
really did.
We basically lost by 30 to Tennessee.
Yeah.
If you go back, we've had at least 4 or 5 games where we lost by 20, 25 points.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, in my opinion, just unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? We lose at home to Tennessee by 30 points. We lose on the road to LSU by 29 points, which is, 30. 26 points to Ole Miss. 25 points to Florida. You know what I'm saying? And again,
so we gotten a lot of 20 balls.
We've gotten a lot of 20 balls, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot of 20 balls. So our next game at Texas A&M, we don't win that.
You don't think we win that?
We don't win that.
Yeah.
That could be one of them ones that could get away from us.
Man, with Mitchell playing the way he's playing, and I want to name a couple other names, but as the only one that's really playing consistently well.
He had 21-9 yesterday.
Yeah.
21-9 yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They actually played well enough to win.
Okay.
They just lost late. You know what I'm saying? And here, there, few plays here, few plays there, and things could have been different. But Mitchell's playing well. Mitchell's probably the only one that's playing the most consistent right now.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, Reg, how do we? I mean, can we? Sheesh, do we lose out? Do we win a few more games? What's that looking like?
I think we. Damn, I done lost my schedule. Just that quick. Next game is who?
Next game is Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Yep,
Loss.
at Texas A&M. Then we got Missouri at Bud Walton.
We beat Missouri at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll go against my prediction again, because that'll give us 2 wins in that 5. I mean, Missouri's at the bottom with us, pretty much.
Yeah,
they're at the bottom with us.
Yeah.
So we find a way to beat Missouri. We find a way to beat Vanderbilt, and then our last 3, I think we lose all 3 of those, which is at Kentucky, LSU at home, and at Alabama. Because again, right now, what are kids playing for? What are they playing for, Jay?
Man,
pride.
Yeah,
playing for pride.
What you mean? You know, some of these kids are high major players. You know, I don't think they fit together.
Right.
You know, I talked about it on one of the last shows, man. I don't think the personalities match.
Right.
And so with that, man, you're gonna run into some bumps and some bruises. Excuse me. You know, so
could Mitchell have sustained this all year? This type of play?
That's tough, man. Because we don't. When was the last time you seen a Musk team that the big got the touches like he's getting, and played as active as he's played?
Hadn't had one as long as we've been at Arkansas. He's been at Arkansas.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's the case. I think our offense is revolved around our guards, you know, big guards, you know, those wings and things like that. So I don't, you know, not saying that he wouldn't be valuable, but putting the ball in the basket like he's putting the ball in the basket, I don't think that's a thing that happens all year long.
Right. Well then, how do we beat Texas A&M on Tuesday?
Ball in the paint. Get the ball in the paint, make jump shots, man. If we can get guys to attack the basket, you know, get 2 feet in the paint, whether that be Mark, whether that be Battle, whether that be Devo, get 2 feet in the paint, find ways to make 12, 15-foot shots, or spread back out to the 3 ball and make shots from there.
This team, Jason, I was telling somebody the other day, Wednesday when I was watching them against Tennessee, it's difficult to watch.
Yeah, I've even noticed your energy in this segment, man. It's low,
Jay,
man.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
To watch them. Second half, anybody that, you know what I'm saying, that know me, Sharada, she make jokes about it, because if I'm into the game, I literally stand up in front of the TV and watch the game. I'm standing up watching the game. She's taking pictures of me.
The TV.
Yeah, she's taking pictures of me and just laughing at them and that sort of thing. And she'll show them to me later. Like, look at you. But it's just difficult for me to watch. And Wednesday night, I just turn it off.
Slap down.
Because it's just like they just dribbling around, like playing 5th grade basketball, just dribbling around, setting the screen here, dribbling around, that sort of thing. So it's just difficult. Yeah. So I don't see us beating Texas A&M. I say we beat Missouri, and again, like I say, we probably find a way to beat Vandy, and then lose our last 3, and then lose in the first round of the SEC tournament.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna go that far. I think we lose to Texas A&M and beat Missouri, and then we adjust from there. And then looking at it, going from that Missouri to the Vanderbilt game, right? We could build a little bit of push. We got a talented team. It's just you got to put the puzzle pieces together.
Well, we talked about it a couple weeks ago about who's eligible to come back and that sort of thing, but I'm just confused on what the future holds.
Yeah, you think Musk come back?
2 weeks ago, I had a little bit more confidence. I just don't see the same fire on the sideline in him.
Yeah.
I don't see the same fire on the sideline. And it could be just he just checked out on this season. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to make it through the season. Because you have rough seasons.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You have rough seasons.
You do have rough seasons.
Well, I credit him as being a mad scientist. Because one thing that I do know about Musk is that the teams that he plays, he's paying attention to the other team's players. Because every now and then, he'll see somebody that he's played against, and he'll find a way that they'll end up on his team. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, you go from
Portal.
Transfer portal.
Yeah.
Trevon Brazile was at Missouri.
Yeah.
Played against Arkansas. Next thing you know, he was a Razorback.
Yeah.
I want to say there was a time when Jalen Tate was at Northern Kentucky. Muss made a comment that, you know what I'm saying, he saw him play and he saw something in him and that sort of thing. So I'm pretty sure that Muss is in the what I would say the scientist room trying to figure out the roster.
What's next? Yeah.
What's next?
So you saying he's staying?
I would like to see him stay.
You like to see him stay? Yeah.
I like to see him stay.
Yeah.
I like to see him fix this. Whatever he needs to do to fix it and get us back next year, maybe, you know what I'm saying, Sweet 16, that sort of thing, or make a run.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to put some pieces together.
Well, let's do this, Reg. Let's move on to high school, man.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in high school, man. I was looking at the standings today. You know, as we know, playoff ball is starting.
That's right.
It will be here in the next week
or so. District tournaments this week.
Yep.
Next week will be regional tournaments for those lower classifications 4 through 1. And then the following week will be the state tournament.
Yeah. Let's look at a few classes, man. Right now, 6A Central, Bryant is 10-1. I'm hearing that Kellen Robinson is coming back this week. He
didn't play Friday.
Yeah.
They played North Little Rock Friday,
yeah.
and North Little Rock beat them, and Kellen was on the sideline. They definitely missed Kellen, even though Brian made a vaunted effort and almost pulled that one out, but North Little Rock ended up, doing their thing.
Yeah. So, he's coming back this week. Looking forward to see how they can mesh.
Right.
Central is second place in the 6A Central, 8-2 in conference. North Little Rock 7-3, and Cabot right now is the 4th seed.
North Little Rock and Central play Tuesday.
Good stuff. 6A West, Springdale Harbor is 13-1 in conference. Right now, Fayetteville is sitting at the number 2 spot, or tied for number 1 with Springdale Harbor, 13-1 in conference. Springdale, 10-4.
Sealy's back.
Yeah, Sealy's back, man. I don't know what's going on up there in Northwest Arkansas, but I saw some kind of song, man. The red side, the blue side, the purple side. Man, listen, man, I love the energy up there, man. Y'all keep it going. That leads to good basketball, good rivalries, and all that stuff, man. So shout out to whoever put that song together. I know Tony O'Cotton had something to do with it.
Any three of those teams can make a run.
Yeah.
Fayetteville, Springdale, and Harbor. They can make a run.
Going to the 5A, Valonia is number 1 in 5A Central, 11-1 Maumelle, second place with 11-2. Parkview 8-4, and then Jacksonville 7-5 in conference.
Okay.
5A East, Nettleton is number 1, 11-1. Marion is 10-2. Valley View is 10-2. West Memphis is 6-6. 5A South, Benton, man, they went from
Benton won the championship.
Went from worst
to first,
right? 15-0 in conference. Pine Bluff is 12-3. Lake Hamilton is 11-3, and Whitehall is pulling up the 4th spot, man. And wishing best of luck to Josh and his squad up there.
It looks like they're gonna make the state, man.
They got a chance to
Congratulations.
Make the state. Yeah,
well, like they're gonna make the state.
High Springs right there, 7-7.
So they battling for that 4th spot.
Matter of fact, they are. If I'm not mistaken, they play each other twice coming up. So it's not a done deal.
It's not a done deal.
I think they have to beat them once, maybe even twice, to secure that 4th seed.
Right.
5A West, Alma is 11-1.
Alma's playing really good ball.
Van Buren is 10-2. Russellville is 8-4, and Mount Holmes 4th spot is 7-5.
Right.
And that's as far as we'll go in the standing. Shout out to the girls on the girls' side. We'll do 6A. 6A Conway is 9-1. Cabot is 8-2. North Little Rock is 8-2 as well.
Right.
6A West girls, Fort Smith North Side 13-1. Have a really good team up there. North Side. Springdale is 11-3. Fayetteville is 11-3, and then Springdale Harbor is 10-4.
One thing about that 6A, I think all the teams pretty much go to the state except for one.
Yeah, that's right.
In that Central.
So man, looking forward to it revving up. These young men and young women have done a great job this season, and we'll look to see.
Postseason is among us because technically for those lower classifications, they're in the postseason now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because you have to win.
Was it regional?
Whether you have to win a game in district.
Okay, yeah.
In order to qualify for regional.
Yeah.
And then when you go to regional, they'll go to regionals this week. They'll have to win a game to qualify for state. So they're technically next week will be win or go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For those lower classifications. And then you got your 5A and your 6A Of course, they take a certain amount of teams.
4 teams per.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that 5A,
Mhm.
4 teams in that 5A, 6A. I think they take the top 8.
Man, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
I am, man. I'm excited about the next week or so as guys get healthy
Yeah.
and make a run for the state championship.
Yep.
What you got? What you pulling
State
up there?
tournament. I mean, the state tournament sites: North Little Rock for the 6A, Searcy for the 5A, Farmington for the 4A. The 4A is going to be really, really, really something to see up in Farmington.
Yeah.
Farmington will be hosting it.
Yeah.
Farmington boys and girls are really, really good. You got Little Rock Christian. You got Clinton.
Yeah.
Magnolia is always tough. So it'll be some nice, you know what I'm saying, matchups in that 4A. 3A is playing at Elkins. 2A is at Mansfield. 1A is at Omaha. Omaha is hosting it, but they also hosted it in North Ark and Harrison.
I'm gonna tell you this: I would not want to play Farmington at Farmington.
Man,
not this
yeah,
year.
you imagine that thing gonna be rocking.
Not this year. Not with. No, I wouldn't want to play them there. That's gonna be a tough out.
Yeah, that's gonna be standing room.
You hope to be on the other side of the bracket.
Well, say you hope to be on the other side of the bracket and see them in Hot Springs.
Yeah. Man, but on to the next topic, man. As we keep it pushing, Reg. You know, you mentioned something on our last episode. We were talking about 4th grade rankings,
right?
And not wanting to see that it doesn't matter and all that stuff. I was saying that I had a difference of opinion in some of that. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that for a second.
Okay. I'm still standing on that.
Okay.
Why we rating 4th grader?
So let me ask you this, and I'm not with the 4th grade part of it,
right.
but let's talk about camps.
Okay.
You talk about camps. There's all kinds of things that are going on outside of this city, outside of this state, where some of the best players go to.
So you're saying like player development camps for young people?
Or exposure camps.
Or exposure camps,
yeah,
okay.
I'm saying and. I'm not saying or. I'm
okay.
saying and. Right? And so these camps are where kids go and they're playing against some of those kids that are on those rankings. Because, you're going to see, because I'm not talking about 4th grade, so let's not talk about 4th grade.
Okay.
6th grade, you're going to see this is where the Texas #1 6th grader is.
Right.
And then now you have our kids coming from Arkansas, and they go up there with the big eyes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Because they've never been in a camp type situation.
They haven't been, or they're looking at this kid as he's the #1 kid in Texas.
Right.
Oh my God. So how do we?
Somebody's opinion that he's the #1 kid.
Exactly. Right. Which all this stuff is subjective. It's somebody's opinion on everything. I don't care if you're talking about the McDonald's All-America team. That's someone's opinion. Multiple people's opinion.
Right.
So I have a theory behind that. And I'm not with the 1st graders getting ranked, or the 3rd graders getting ranked, but at some point in time, we need to have a expert opinion,
right,
of who are our top kids.
Right.
And so we have a top 10 in Arkansas. I'm seeing Arkansas basketball rankings doing some stuff, and some other people that are doing some rankings. Kevin Miller's doing a hell of a job with things he's doing. Grady Majors, we got some guys that are doing some things out there that are highlighting our kids.
Right.
But here's one of my issues. And I've seen this firsthand. Kids will go to these camps, and we don't know where we are in Arkansas. We just know we're a ball player. We can play a little basketball.
You can play.
You go to these camps and you see, because everybody's whispering, there's #1 kid in this, there's #1 kid in that.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Vegas and blank, blank, blank. So our kids go up there with the, oh my God, am I good enough to play at that level?
Okay.
And so now, if our kids aren't getting the exposure, if their names isn't in lights, some people say, man, these kids don't need all this stuff. They don't need this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. But other states are doing it.
The old head thinking.
Right?
We talked about the old head thinking.
The other states are doing it, and guess what? Our kids are seeing it.
Yeah.
And so the smoke and mirrors of the IGs or the edits and the music and all these things, it makes these kids seem larger than life.
Right.
And so now, if you don't have a kid that's rap tight, if you don't have a kid that has great confidence or that's not really sure of himself, or herself, they go to these camps and they it's almost like you're playing from behind.
Right.
So talk to me about that.
So here's what I'm thinking about younger kids and camp situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if the camp is structured for player development, it has more benefit than it just strictly being about ranking a fourth grader, a fifth grader, a sixth grader. Because my thing is that if you have a fundamental camp that is about player development, about a kid getting better, I'm all for it. I'm all for innovative ways that kids can take some stuff that they learn at camp and take it back to wherever they are in Arkansas or wherever they are in Texas or wherever they are, and utilize that stuff to get better as an individual. But you and I know that a lot of these camps are just a money grab. Because there's a lot of kids that go to these camps where you have some higher level kids that probably shouldn't even be at this camp.
Says who?
At the level that those kids are at.
Respect. Okay, I
you get what I'm saying?
But says who? But
those camp evaluators or those camp people are going to take that money. They're going to take that kids.
See, I think, in my opinion, I think we're worried about the wrong thing.
Right.
We're worried about the wrong thing. So now, let's say I have a sixth grader, and I have had a sixth grader that has been in this situation.
Right.
But let's take him out of the equation. Let's say I have a sixth grader. I know he's not number one, but I want to take him so he can go and see number one, or number 5, or number 12, right? In these situations, I want him to see the players from Texas. I want him to see the players from Louisiana. I want him to see the players from Missouri. And so we can see where we fit. Because we fight with the kids that are in our city and state all the time.
Right.
So now you get out there and you learn and see different faces, different styles of play.
Why not just have a whole bunch of kids show up from wherever and don't put no number on it? It ain't got nothing to do with being a number.
So no.
And just go and do player development.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about it. You may rank those top players in that camp at the end of that camp.
Yeah.
But let's not go into it because I'm going because supposedly the number one ranked sixth grader is going to be at this camp, because that's what the camp organizers advertise. You see what I'm saying? That's their bargaining tool. They're advertising that we're going to have the number one sixth grader in America at our camp. You get what I'm saying? So as opposed to we have the number one player development camp in the region. You get what I'm saying? So that's my whole deal. Promote the player development, and that's get away from this ranking a sixth grader. And I'm utilizing the fact that I may have, in somebody's opinion, the number one sixth grader in the country coming to my camp. So you need to come to this camp to gauge your level of talent, as opposed to just coming and getting some work.
Yeah,
that's why I commend guys like Josh Hayes that bring these kids in on the weekend and just give them some work. And just give them some work. Because you know what? If they continue to get to work, them numbers don't mean nothing. Because I'm gonna go out on this national circuit when I get to a certain level and bust whoever's number one. You get what I'm saying? Because I've been getting this work every weekend. I've been getting this work.
So yeah, I agree with a lot of that. It is about the work for sure.
It's about the work.
It's about the work. And if you're not working, if you're just posting, if you're just, doing that side of it, you're missing the boat. But I beg to differ. Because some of it is about politics. And once you get into
a lot of it,
and
is
you
about
really
politics.
get into it, it is about politics. Right? You can put all the work in that you want and become a really good player. But once you start to get, let's fast forward to these 10th grade events, these 11th grade events.
Okay.
If your name doesn't speak to top level, if your name doesn't speak to top level, you almost go into it with strikes against you. I can have the number one player in the world, and he or she is going to get the benefit of doubt a lot of times in these high level camps over the kid that is just trying to figure it out. I see a lot of frustrations of parents, when their kids putting in the work and they go to these events late and
When you say late, you're saying later on.
I'm saying later on.
Because their name hadn't been out there.
Because their name isn't out there. So what I'm saying from this standpoint, because people will say rankings don't matter, that don't mean, this is a different world. It does matter in some capacity. Shout out to the people that are doing it at the grassroots label. You said, you talked about Josh and what he's doing. Man, he's helping a lot of kids.
Right.
A lot of kids are getting better.
Right.
But you also.
With the work.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not no numbers,
and
with the work.
And I'm saying, and I'm not saying this way or that way. I'm saying that, and you got to get out there to go test the waters to see where you stand against some of the better kids, right? There's a such thing as a respect that happens when you get out there. Because now you see it and you're like, man, that kid ain't 6'5". He's my height.
Yeah.
I'm 6'3". Right. I'm just giving a thing.
Yeah, I get it.
But sometimes people out there, when you're reading, Cliff Notes, or you're looking at this post, he's going to say this kid is 6'5", and he's this, that, and the other. And you get to him and you're looking at him, he eye to eye with you. And, his left hand don't work.
Yeah.
And so there's a confidence that comes with it. Oh, man, these cats ain't, I belong.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my work is working.
Right.
So over time, as you continue to, like you said, smack kids, you continue to show that you're this and that and the other, they get used to seeing your name. And what happens is you develop a position there. You develop clout there. You become the chase, right? Now, if you sit and rest on that, then of course you're not going to pan out. You have to keep finding what's the next goal, what's the next thing, who's the next player I got to get after, where I got to go to see the better players.
Right.
Don't get caught up in being the best player in your city or state. Go find the big dog. Go find who's supposed to be the best player in this particular area. So you can say, when you're looking yourself in the mirror, kid, or you're looking at your kid in the mirror, or you're looking at your situation, you can look at it and say, okay, yeah, we've tested ourselves.
Yeah, but we can do all that without a number.
I'm looking past numbers, Rick. I'm looking past numbers. Don't minimize it to a number.
Yeah.
I'm saying all that stuff helps with, and the work plus.
And I'm saying,
you see what I'm saying?
And I'm saying, yes, I like the ideology of camp settings if it involves player development and not so much as a number.
Well, let me give you this.
At that young of an age.
This is what it looks like at camps. You come in, you get your jerseys.
Yep.
A lot of kids around. People are recognize. Oh, that's such and so. Oh, this person. That's. This is Friday night. You're getting your jersey. You're registering all that stuff.
Right.
You might have some music playing and taking your pictures and all that stuff. All the hype and all that stuff goes on Friday.
Right.
Saturday you go. That Friday night you go home or you go to your hotel, and Saturday is gonna be a long day. 8 hours.
You better put some work in.
The first 4 hours, 3 hours is gonna be about skills.
Right.
It's gonna be about tapping that ball. It's gonna be about working at a high level, against some of the really good players. Your skills are gonna show or not show. Right. The next day and a half is gonna be 5-on-5.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for skill development for that whole time, that ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
Right. So
Okay.
so you might need to.
You've been around the camp situation a little bit more.
So after lunch, after that first 4 hours, right, it might even be 3. You playing.
Okay.
And you playing with guys you have no idea who they are.
Right.
For the most part, you might know 1 or 2.
Right.
And then guess what their motto is? Guess what they're thinking? I'm finna put this orange thing in that basket.
In the basket.
And I ain't worried about you.
Or this damn skill development.
I ain't worried about none of that. I'm just going. And you hear moms and dads and shoot the ball and this and that and the other. And he wide open in the corner, but you, man, please, whatever. I got.
Why the parents there?
Bam. Yeah, I'm just trying to shoot it.
Okay.
And so what that does is, if you teach it the right way, your kid learns how to play at a pace that's crazy. You teach your kid how to develop relationships.
Right.
How to share it early, to build trust. Right?
Right.
To get in there really quick and learn how to, man, what do you do? What's going on? How do you? And so now they learn how to play within that camp setting.
Right.
And so I've seen kids that have been really good here get to camps and they, Lord, it's a dub. Because they think, oh, I'm supposed to. It's supposed to come to me. No, you got to go get it. Got to go earn it. Got to go get a rebound. Yeah, we
And
know
then
that.
then you have those kids that have that number on them.
Yeah.
I go back to this number. That the only reason they have that number on them is because they're, you know, fourth grade and they 6'4".
Yeah, and but
You get what I'm
as we
saying?
all know, that wears out. Somebody's gonna stop growing,
Right.
right? Somebody's gonna grow early, right? That all that stuff it's going to happen, and you can't change that.
Right.
But what I'm getting at with the camp things and going out to these exposure camps and seeing these kids, because bringing it back to home with my kids, it's about 80% of the kids now when we go to different places, we
Right.
know them because we played
How do-
with them, against them at a camp. We've competed, we've lost together, we've won
Yeah.
together. You know, those type things, and that's the stuff that I think adds value to it.
How do you sift through? Because you've been on that trail or whatever, Jay. How do you sift through what you feel like is the beneficial camp? Because again, some of these camps, a lot of these camps are just a money grab.
You gotta ask people
Send,
who's
send
been
me
through it.
send me your
Yeah.
registration.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the list,
Yeah,
and
no.
we're just gonna throw the ball out there.
Respect. So you gotta ask people that have been through it.
Okay.
Right. CP3 made hoops.
Okay.
Courtside.
Gotcha.
They all do a pretty good camp.
Okay.
Right. You know, now you can go to anybody's camp.
Right.
But
As long
that
as you
doesn't-
pay the money.
That don't mean it's the right camp. And then
Right.
as you get older, it's not anybody can come.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's more of a, hey, we're going to invite these 50 kids.
Invitation only.
Invitation only.
Right.
So, but for right now, that fourth grade kid, fifth grade kid, sixth grade kid,
They taking all fourth graders' money.
You're going to that camp where it's going to be kids there.
You hear that, parents? They taking all fourth graders' money.
They're going, but there's value in going at times because
Yeah.
you're going to find the kids from here to here.
Right.
You got to figure out where you are, and if you're here, if you're hungry to get here, just keep going, keep getting better.
going.
Yeah, keep getting better.
But the work's gonna start at home.
The work starts at the crib.
Yeah, it starts at the crib.
Yeah.
That's where the work starts at.
The camp isn't the only thing that's going to do it. I'm
Right.
saying it's I've heard people say, no, don't do it, and you don't need to do this. It's just a money grab. One thing, you worry about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That $200 that you're going to spend, man, spend that money. You know, if you have it available to you, respect the people that do or
Right.
don't. You make decisions with your dollar,
Right.
but don't. Sometimes we get to
It's
worry
an
about
investment.
Yeah, you get to worrying about the wrong thing. I'm putting this money in his pocket. Forget that. Is your kid getting what he or she needs is the thing. And sometimes getting outside of this state, getting outside of their friends, their homegirls, homeboys, and going being uncomfortable.
Right.
That's the thing. And so you build relationships. I can't speak to this. I have so many people and friends that I've met out there on the road that are doing the things that we're trying to do. So now I can bounce ideas
Right.
off of them back and forth once you start to sift through who wants to really play, who doesn't. Fourth grade, everybody plays.
Yeah.
Seventh grade, the pool gets smaller. Eighth grade, it gets smaller. 10th grade, it gets smaller.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then now you start talking about the elite of the elite. It's even smaller.
Yeah.
And so those relationships are valuable.
Speaking of the eighth grade, we got an eighth grader walking around here, Jay, that got an opportunity, got a chance to be that next dude.
Yeah. And I try to be really selective on the young kids. The youngest ones I like to talk about are the ninth grade.
Right.
Because, like we always talk about, a lot of stuff happens at a young age.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm really a fan of his and what
He's
he
got
has
a
going on.
chance.
It's matter of fact,
He's got a chance.
it's 3 or 4 of them that have a chance to be really good. But I try to concentrate on the higher level kids,
Right.
the high school kids. Now next year we'll be talking about those few kids.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I'm really, really eager to see how his summer goes.
Yeah.
I'm really,
who
really
he chooses to play with is
who
very
he chooses to
important
play
this
with,
year.
how his summer goes, and then I'm really, really eager to see. I'm not sure where he's going to high school at, but where he goes to high school at, how he does as a freshman, because I just see some stuff in that kid that's special.
And it's multiple. I know what you're talking about,
it's
but
special.
it's a few other kids, and where they go to school is important. I know a lot of people want the ball in hand right away. But right now it's about development and also just knowing, because man, they're going into a situation being 13, 14, some phases.
I just see some stuff in him that I saw in some guys that I saw at a young age that I felt like had that it factor, and he has a lot of that.
But what I was saying was, going into it, 9th grade, you're 13, 14, and you're playing against guys that are 17, 18, sometimes
That's a
19.
fact.
And so those steps of how you deal with it, because everybody's step is different, everybody's course is different, that plays a big part too. It's not all about getting all the shine. It's not all about scoring all the points. Hopefully, his mom, dad, however it's going,
right,
in those situations are looking at the whole total package of it.
Yeah, need to put them 8th graders together, man. It's about 4 of them out there. You put them together, they be something special.
Hopefully.
You know how they go.
Hopefully.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that. So it'd be interesting to see, man. I mean, I love to see the young people at that, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. I'm not messed about what no 4th graders ranking is or whatever. But again, like you say, when you get to that 8th and 9th grade and you see that growth, you see them, you know what I'm saying, them big feet that was big at, at 9, and now you 13 and you're wearing a size 16.
Yeah.
And your arms, that you can almost tie your shoes and that sort of thing. And then you see just the athletic development and the skill and that sort of thing. When you see those things, like, you know what I'm saying, when, again, like I say, I go back to Moses Moody, you know what I'm saying, when you saw him as a 8th grader and as a freshman, you saw something special.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You saw something special, and there's a reason why he's in the NBA right now.
Even before that, but he had a great group of parents, man, and village that was around him that helped him to see. And you just keep continuing to get better, keep continuing to work, man.
Nick was like that too. Nick had just so much energy.
Yeah.
Nick Smith Jr. He had so much energy. He was all over the place and that sort of thing. But you could kind of see it. You could see it.
It's not hard to tell, man. Yeah. It's them ones that's long and lanky. And you can't really dribble. You can't take 3 or 4 steps without falling. And everybody running circles around them and all that stuff. But they got a passion of love.
When they figure it out, and then again, it goes back to the work too.
Yeah. And then
it goes
also
back to the work.
It's the work, and then also your people that are around you.
Right.
And hopefully they see the big vision and they're able to take the right steps and get with the right trainers and get with the right people to help develop that game.
We got a lot of talent around here. We need to tap into it.
Yeah.
Tap into it. One other thing before we get out of here, Jay.
What's that?
I spoke on one of the last episodes. We got a team in the state that's number 1 in the nation. Mm-hmm. Y'all need to go out and see them. The National Park College Nighthawks, I think. Division II, number 1 team in the nation. They got a very, very talented bunch. I actually got an opportunity to work the senior night the other night, and they got a chance to win it all. I mean, the Harding football team won the national championship, and this particular team has a chance to win it all. They got enough talent to win it all. So you get an opportunity to go out there and see them guys. I think they may not have any more home games left, but they are playing in the conference tournament at Harding, the same week of state tournament. So y'all get a chance to go out there and see them play. You'll see some really good basketball. The National Park College Nighthawks. Out of Hot Springs.
National Park
College
Nighthawks.
They out of Hot Springs.
Y'all cracking.
They cracking.
Man, listen, I'm looking forward to this high school playoffs. Looking forward to seeing if these Hogs can get it turned around.
Absolutely.
And man, we're gonna keep it going.
Win 6 or 7 in a row. Make a run.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. Yeah. I don't see it, but I love to see it.
Well, man, listen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's another edition of the No Pause Podcast, JayNReg.
Keep showing love.
Peace.